All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that, let's be honest, keeps a lot of us up at night. How do we stop guessing about our data and start building pipelines that people can actually, truly trust? So let's kick things off by looking at the scale of this problem. Take a look at this number, $3.1 trillion. According to IBM, that's what bad data costs the US economy alone every single year. Let that sink in for a second. This isn't just some minor inconvenience. It's a massive systemic issue hitting pretty much every industry out there. So how in the world do we get to a number that big? What does this problem actually feel like day to day? Well, as we're about to see, the consequences go way beyond a balance sheet. Yeah. See, bad data isn't just abstract. It has real, painful consequences. Think about it. For an e-commerce site, it means you're annoying customers and losing sales. In healthcare, it's way more serious. A simple data error could put patient safety at risk. No joke. For financial firms, we're talking huge fines and a damaged reputation that's hard to rebuild. And in manufacturing, one bad data feed can bring your entire supply chain to a grinding halt. It makes one thing crystal clear. Your data is only ever as good as its quality. You know, the fundamental problem with how we've always handled data quality is that we're reactive. We wait for something to break, for a report to look wrong, and then we scramble. This quote just nails it. It's like trying to drive a car by only looking in the rearview mirror. All you see are the problems you've already hit. You're not preventing anything. Let's really put these two approaches side by side. On one hand, you have that old way, the reactive firefighting. It's a world of delayed fixes, stakeholders who just don't trust the numbers anymore, and engineers wasting precious hours just trying to find the source of a problem. But on the other hand, with a proactive approach, you get early detection, you build confidence across the board, and you free up your best people to actually focus on strategy and growth. The difference is, frankly, night and day. So you're probably asking, okay, how do we make that jump? How do we go from being reactive to proactive? Well, the answer lies in a concept that's really changing the game: data observability. Let's dig into what that actually is. So, at its core, data observability is all about having a complete, end-to-end picture of your data's health. It's not just about knowing that a pipeline failed. It's about immediately understanding why it failed, where it failed, and exactly what you need to do to fix it. It's a huge shift from just asking what happened to finally being able to answer, why did it happen? So how does it actually work? Well, you can think of data observability as being built on 5 pillars that work together in a loop. It all starts with monitoring, key things like data volume and freshness. If a metric goes off the rails, it triggers an alert. That's when you use tracing and lineage to follow the data's path and find exactly where things went wrong. Logging gives you all the nitty-gritty details of the error, and, this is key, validation helps stop it from happening again by constantly checking data against your rules. When you put them all together, you get a full, actionable view of your data's health. Okay, this is a big one, because people tend to get these 3 terms tangled up. But there's a really simple way to think about it. Data governance is all about setting the rules, what good data means. Data quality is basically the score, how well your data is actually following those rules. So what's data observability? It's the lens. It's the active system that lets you watch the rules and the score in real time. It's what makes all that good governance and quality stuff actually work in practice. All right, enough theory, let's get practical. How can you actually build something like this? We're going to walk through a really effective toolkit you can build on AWS, using a smart mix of open source and native services. Our toolkit is going to have 3 main players that form a kind of dream team. For all the data validation and testing, we'll use an awesome open source tool called Great Expectations. For the monitoring and alerting piece, we'll lean on a native workhorse, AWS CloudWatch. And the glue that holds it all together, no pun intended, is AWS Glue, which is going to be our engine for automation and integration. So let's zoom in on Great Expectations, because this tool is a real game changer. What's so cool about it is that it lets you define what good data looks like in plain English. You create expectations, basically rules you expect your data to follow, like this column has to be unique, or this column can never be empty. It then turns those rules into automated tests and, even better, spits out easy-to-read documentation so everyone is on the same page about what quality means. So, when you bring all of these tools together, what's the big picture? What's the real vision here? Well, it's not just about catching mistakes faster. The real goal is to create a fully automated system that bakes trust directly into your data, right from the very beginning. And a perfect pattern for this is something called the medallion architecture. Just imagine your data flowing through 3 stages. It starts raw in the bronze layer, then it passes through a data quality gate, powered by great expectations, to get to the silver layer, where it's cleaned. Then it passes through another, stricter gate to get to the gold layer, where it's ready for business users. If the data doesn't meet the quality checks, it simply doesn't get promoted. Reliability is built right in, not tacked on as an afterthought. And this is really the heart of the matter. This whole approach isn't just about the tech. The ultimate goal here is to spark a cultural shift in your organization, to move everyone from a place of constant data uncertainty to a place of genuine data confidence. It's about knowing you can trust the answers you're getting because you trust the system that produced them. Which brings us to our final thought for today. I want to leave you with this question to really chew on. When you think about your own data pipelines, are they built on hope? Just hoping everything works today? Or are they built on trust, backed by the automation and observability that proves they're reliable? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.